Is new construction the future of Denver real estate? Or is it just another overhyped trend? Are builders rewriting the playbook and changing how buyers and sellers across the metro are thinking? In this video, we'll unpack what's really going on in Denver's market right now, from the surge in new construction activity and builder incentives to how these shifts are impacting both buyers and sellers. I'll show you a real-world example and break down the strategies that you need to navigate this next phase of the market. If you're new here, I'm Landon, a Denver realtor helping people buy and sell across the metro every week. So what you'll hear today comes straight from what's actually happening on the ground. Let's start with the big picture. What's really happening in Denver's housing market right now? So a couple of trends that we're seeing is that inventory is up 18% from last fall. So remember, in the springtime this past year, we had huge numbers of growth, right? Year over year, inventory was double, more than double in some cases, in some areas of what it was the previous year. But our inventory really surged last year in the fall. So we're just up 18% of where we were last year, but still growing in inventory. So in that wider Denver metro area, we now have 13,074 active listings, which is a little above that 12,000 line that economists say is a balanced market. Also, average price year to date remains pretty steady. About $712,000 is what the average purchase is in Denver. And that's up 1.06% from last year, from early 2024. Another stat that's interesting to see is that year to date, homes are selling in 43 days across the Denver metro area. And that's lower, 14 to 15 days, typically for turnkey homes that are priced well, or some new construction homes that are offering some incentives. Also, a lot of local builders have pivoted from big, large suburban developments to infill projects in core areas and locations that sell, such as Cherry Creek, Sloan's Lake, and the Highlands. I was in Berkeley last week driving around, and I couldn't believe, most of the streets there have at least 80% of the homes have been scraped, redone, and are these 3-story modern type new construction homes. They're absolutely beautiful and stunning from the street. But it's rare now to see one of the original homes in the Highlands, in Berkeley. A lot of these streets, and it varies street by street, right? You have some of those streets with Tudors and Victorians that are still very original and have a ton of character on the outside. But a lot of the renovations are happening street-wide now. And so it's almost more rare to see the original construction. And then the thing that everybody's watching, the teeter-totter game of interest rates right now. Interest rates right now are hovering just above 6.25%. The Fed's just cut rates again another quarter, but the inverse reaction always happens, right? When Feds cut rates, the Fed rate goes down, interest rates go up, and then later they start to gradually come down again. That's a very normal pattern that we see almost all the time. We see right now, when there's so many unpredictable things happening in the economy and in the global world right now, buyers are really prioritizing homes that are predictable, right? That are turnkey, energy efficient, low maintenance, move-in ready. Those are the buzzwords right now that are really effective when you're selling a home and what buyers are really wanting at the moment in this market. So even though we've moved past the pandemic era frenzy, this is still a competitive, quality-driven market. The difference now is that buyers are selective and strategic. And that brings us to one of the clearest examples of this trend, a brand new triplex right in the heart of Cherry Creek. So this unit that I'm in right now is our new listing at 570 Cook Street. And we're here in Cherry Creek, which is a phenomenal area, just the cream of the crop as far as area goes in the Denver metro area. So this is a 3-bedroom, 4-bath unit, and it's all finished. Basement's finished, and I'll show you what that looks like down there. But you can see the design work, very tall baseboards. You've got very contemporary, lighting, fans throughout. Nice open floor plan here, as you can see, to really maximize the open living aspect of this main level. In the kitchen, love these waterfall quartz counters, absolutely gorgeous. Plenty of seating to eat in the kitchen. And you've got this nice, single compartment sink. Amazing luxury appliances with digital components to them as well that you can control from your smartphone, which is pretty cool. These cafe appliances do a great job. So in these bathroom spaces as well, you've got some incredible textured tile up the walls. So little extras like that you just don't see on most homes. Love the style of these doors. It's all more of a craftsman style, with flat edges. You don't see your normal 6-panel that you saw through the 90s, right? It's very Cherry Creek, sleek design. So it's got modern railing all through the staircases. And then you've got some really fun areas like this, like these little, secret hideouts basically throughout the home that can be just great storage. They can also be, really nice for a kid's playroom. Also, these homes have been built with areas to work in the home, right? So you've got amazing office space where you're looking out at views through all the big, large windows that this modern home offers. So you've got upstairs laundry here, and there's also another laundry connection downstairs, and then more of this textured tile all the way up the walls, and absolutely gorgeous bathroom design. The other thing you'll notice here throughout is 8-foot doors. Makes the whole home feel bigger. And 13 by 12 secondary bedroom, great size. And as we step on into the primary bedroom here, this is city living at its finest. You've got windows across the entire wall, so you can see out and get your eyes on Cherry Creek and all that it has to offer. But these windows are also very well insulated, so they offer a great sound buffering with 6th Avenue there close by. Here in the primary bathroom, you've got porcelanosa designer tile and these large tiles with the designer tile inside the shower. I love the modern flat drain along with these little beveled, textured tiles on the sidewalls. Very cool. So here on the lower floor, you've got access to the garage space. Yeah, there's actually one more floor down to our basement unit, but this garage space is an extended 1-car garage with a ton of ceiling height. So you could easily do a lift up here or just have lots of storage racks on top. Also love this little nook right here for another additional office space if you need for, work at home and there's two of you at home. One can be upstairs, one can be in this space with a desk, and, it works out great. So let's go down to the lower unit. And again, this is part of that ADU, component of the house where you can rent this portion out, short-term, mid-term, or long-term rental, and, help support the cost of living or have a multi-generational situation that a lot of people have right now, and have a great setup for that. So here you've got an additional washer dryer setup that I mentioned earlier. So 2 in the house, and then utility room here, and then you've got another 3/4 bath, so that this basement area can be all, fully sufficient with one person living down here. Bathroom, bedroom, and then living area. This is your living area space down here. So you can imagine, living room, little dining setting, and a kitchenette here on this back wall. So if you had someone renting this space down here, they would have lots of ceiling height, all of this window light coming in. And then the builder has mentioned too that he's more than willing to open this up into an official walkout now that the certificate of occupancy has been pulled, and create that access for the accessory dwelling unit for someone to live down here. So the fact is, builders are offering buy downs right now, closing cost credits and upgrade incentives to attract early buyers. So when you look at the broader Denver metro area and you look at these big builders, right, big developers and these massive projects, a lot of those are offering these buy downs, closing cost credits, and upgrade incentives to attract early buyers this year. And if you're a buyer who's looking to really design your own home and not just take a spec home that's already built, then you've got to get in early and talk to builders who are still doing dirt starts. And not every builder is right now. As I've gone around and looked at different developments and communities, a lot of these builders are just doing specs. They're building a home and then selling it after it's complete. But if you want a home that is designed by you, then you're looking at a 6 to 12 month build time, depending on the builder typically. And some of these builders are still doing that. And so you just have to call around. You can use newhomesource.com. You can also call us, and we'll be happy to do some digging and make a lot of calls to these different builders and find out what the right fit might be for you. And sometimes when you do that on dirt starts, it'll provide for more customization for you and also better pricing in the long run. The move-in ready homes that builders do, they sell fast. And those are some of the highest turnkey listings that we see in our market. Once they're ready and they've got that certificate of occupancy and builders post pictures of a home just gorgeously staged. A lot of times, those go pretty quick because of all of that emotion that's involved and because of the long-term, savings that they're offering and their incentives with fixed low rates and rate buy downs on top of that oftentimes. So long-term value remains strong due to warranties and also energy savings in these homes. Most of these come with a year comprehensive warranty that provides warranty on everything except for the cosmetics typically. And then after that, you've got other warranties, that the different builders offering. You really have to just refer to their warranty programs because each one of them varies a little bit. New builds also come with peace of mind. You're getting warranties, energy efficiency, and a home that's designed for how people actually live today. But don't wait too long. Once interest rates dip, demand for these turnkey homes is going to surge again. And that's when bidding wars return. So that's what buyers need to know. But sellers have their own set of challenges in this new construction-driven market. And the truth of it is, buyers are now comparing older homes directly to new builds. And so they're being held at a much higher standard because of all the new construction that we're seeing in the market. Dated or overpriced listings are sitting on average of 45 days plus. I just had some buyers who came in from California who are looking for something in more of an established neighborhood, right? And so there's still buyers who just want that more established resale with mature trees and landscaping and, don't mind more of a traditional look to the home. But you do have a lot of buyers who are desiring more of that modern, updated, light and bright feel. And older homes can have that, right? If they're renovated and updated, they can certainly draw that same emotion in buyers. But the ones that are updated, that don't have paint, lighting, flooring, they just are drastically in need of an improvement for appeal. So therefore, pricing realistically and marketing it realistically is key, right? If you have a home that doesn't draw a lot of emotional appeal, but yet you market it like it does, and you point out every, key factor and you're just trying your hardest to make it look great on the market, I've learned that the marketing doesn't match the house, and a lot of times buyers just won't come and they won't be interested in it, right? But if you market it for what it is and price it for what it is, a lot of times those homes will still sell, but the approach is so important. So if you've got a home like that, definitely give me a call and I'm happy to evaluate it and see if we can come up with a game plan for you. For sellers, this market is a reality check. You're not just competing with your neighbors anymore. You're competing with builders who have perfected presentation of homes. So whether you're buying or selling, understanding how new construction is reshaping expectations will help you move confidently through the next cycle. If you're planning to buy or sell in Denver this year, reach out. I'll help you navigate the shift between resale and new construction and find the right opportunities before they're gone. My contact info is on the screen, so you can call me or text me anytime.